Hi, how are you today?
Hi.
I'm Savannah.
I'm Linda.
Linda, nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Did you get here okay?
Yeah,
Alright, and did you find us
sure.
all
Yeah.
good? How did you get here?
Oh, I caught the train in.
Train. Alright, so you don't drive?
Oh, I do, but I like to get the train into the city.
Yeah, it's a bit chaotic coming into the city, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's hard to get parking.
Yeah. Alright, is there anything I can get you before we get started?
No.
Alright, you've just got water there.
That's great, thank you.
Okay, no worries. So, before we start, I just want to let you know a few things. So, basically, today's interview is free of charge. So, it's basically a chance for you to just tell me everything you need to, me to get to know you, you get to know me. But obviously, if you do choose to take further action within our firm, there will be additional costs. So, I'll just give you this sheet, which sort of outlines the different costs for different processes. So you can take that home and have a read of it. The second thing is basically the scope of the retainer. So do you know what a retainer is?
Not exactly.
Okay. So a retainer is basically a contract between a client and a lawyer. It outlines key terms, basically your interests, the costs of the visits, but essentially it's what you as a client expect from us and us as lawyers kind of expect from you. So that's the retainer, and obviously we can't act on your behalf until this retainer is signed. And if you ever have any questions about the retainer, you're more than welcome to call us and we can give you more information. And lastly is client-lawyer confidentiality. So whatever you tell me today is in complete full confidentiality within our firm. So it doesn't leak.
Okay.
So basically that's supposed to give you the comfort of knowing that you can give us full and frank disclosure, which obviously helps us the more we know to help you with your case. So yes, basically we can better protect you if we understand more. Okay. Alrighty, so if we just get started and you tell me what's brought you here today.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, my boyfriend and I went to Byron Bay for a music festival, one of those ones where you camp overnight, and the police came with dogs for looking for drugs, and they found drugs in my jacket.
Okay, so basically you went to this festival and you were held with drug possession, but you don't know how they got there.
Well, no, I didn't know. Like I told the police they weren't mine, but I was taken to the station, and I was charged, and luckily I didn't have to stay in overnight, but I've been given a court order to attend, yeah.
All right, and could you tell me a little bit more about what happened after you were caught with the drugs?
Well, we went home after that, and then my partner said to me that the drugs were his, and I was pretty mad. But anyway, his family want. Well, I'm willing to plead guilty, even though they're his. I'm willing to say that they were mine and plead guilty, because his family and him, look after me pretty well. They've financed me for my university studies for the last 2 years, and I live rent free with him in a really nice apartment, and so I'm willing to take the guilty plea and say that they were mine.
Okay, so his family's obviously done a lot for you, and you're pretty willing to take this guilty plea, but could you tell me sort of why you want to plead guilty?
Well, because my boyfriend's doing law, and he's in his final year, and if he is caught with it, like if he gets charged, that could ruin his career before it's even started. And the other thing is that his family are pretty well known, pretty prominent family, and the media will make a big fuss of it, and it'll be all over the papers and that, and they'll make a much bigger deal about it than it really is. It's really just it's not really as bad as it sounds. Just for the sake of keeping things quiet, really.
Okay, so basically you want to take the guilty plea because otherwise it'll jeopardize his career as being a lawyer.
Right.
Right, okay. And so you've said that his family is quite prominent. They're quite well off, and they're willing to help you. So, could you just tell me a bit more about why they are so interested in helping you? And
Well, yeah, I mean, they want to keep everything quiet, so they're pleased for me to take the blame, but also they've been involved in with some legal issues themselves. They've had some corruption charges been laid against them with ICAC, and so it's just this would just be inflame their situation as well, and not just jeopardise my boyfriend's career, but it would just all get blown out of proportion, and so we just feel that it'd be quicker and easier just for me to take the blame and be done with it.
okay, so basically they've got a lot of stuff going on in their family
Right.
already, so this would just be an additional kind of
Just be too much.
stress for them.
Yeah.
So okay, so is there anything else like really important or critical that I'll need to know for
I don't know. I can't think of.
anything right now?
No, I think
Okay,
that's everything.
That's fine. So I'm just going to ask you a few more specific
Sure.
questions now,
Okay.
just about sort of what happened.
Yeah.
So when you were at the festival
Yeah.
and you were found with the drugs in your possession,
Yeah.
what were the drugs that you
Is marijuana.
marijuana? Okay. And how much marijuana was it?
Well, just a small amount, just for personal use, I guess.
I know.
Not much at all. I think.
Okay. So it might have been 1 or 2 grams.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know a lot about it. I don't take it
About it.
myself.
Okay, yeah. And so when they found the drugs on you, did the dogs sort of sit down, and is that sort of the sign when they find the drugs that the dogs?
Yeah, I wasn't paying too much attention because I didn't think I had anything happening.
Okay.
But yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And then they took the drugs off you, and
Yeah.
then what were the questions that they sort of asked?
Oh, well, they wanted to know, was it mine and where was it from and all that. But, well, at the time, I didn't know anything about it. And I just said, no, it's not mine and I don't know how it got there and I don't know anything.
Of course.
So they didn't like my attitude, but I really didn't know anything.
Yeah. And how did you get to the festival?
We drove.
You drove, okay. And you stayed there 3 nights?
Oh,
That's
just,
it?
yeah. Only two.
Only
really.
2 nights, okay. And then you drove home as well?
Yes.
Drove home, okay. And so basically when you got home, how long after you were home did your boyfriend tell you that he was the one that put the drugs in your...
Oh, pretty much straight away, because I was ranting all the way home in the car and wondered, who it was, who would do that, and no one's going to find out now. It's just going to think it's me. And so yeah, when we got home, he told me, and I was.
Okay. And how long have you and him been dating for?
We've been living together for 2 years in his parents' apartment.
Okay, so the parents pay for
Yeah,
that as well.
it's their apartment, and I don't have to pay any rent. I don't have to.
Wow, very generous.
It's a lovely place. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's all the information I need for now.
Okay.
But I will get back to you, and
Okay.
you can obviously have a read of that, what
Yes.
I've given you,
Sure.
and